Magadha formed one of the 16 Mahajanapadas of ancient India. The core of the kingdom was the area of Bihar south of the Ganges. Its first capital was Rajagriha, then Pataliputra. Rajagriha was initially known as Girivrijja, and later came to be known as Sa during the reign of Ajatashatru.Magadha expanded to include most of Bihar and Bengal with the conquest of Licchavi and Anga, respectively, followed by much of eastern Uttar Pradesh and Odisha. The ancient kingdom of Magadha is heavily mentioned in Jain and Buddhist texts. It is also mentioned in the Ramayana, the Mahabharata and the Puranas. A state of Magadha, possibly a tribal kingdom, is recorded in Vedic texts much earlier in time than 600 BCE. The earliest reference to the Magadha people occurs in the Atharva Veda, where they are found listed along with the Angas, Gandharas and Mujavats. Magadha played an important role in the development of Jainism and Buddhism, and two of India's greatest empires, the Mauryan Empire and Gupta Empire, originated in Magadha. These empires saw advancements in ancient India's science, mathematics, astronomy, religion, and philosophy, and were considered the golden age of India. The Magadha kingdom included republican communities such as the community of Rajakumara. Villages had their own assemblies under the local chiefs called gramakas. Their administrations were divided into executive, judicial, and military functions. Geography. The kingdom of the Magadha roughly corresponds to the modern districts of Patna, Jehanabad, Nalanda, Aurangabad, Noida and Gaya in southern Bihar, and parts of Bengal in the east. It was bounded on the north by the river Ganges, on the east by the river Kampa, on the south by the Vindhya range, and on the west by the Sun River. This region of Greater Magadha had a culture and religious beliefs of its own that predates Hinduism. Much of the second urbanization took place here from c. 500 BCE onwards, and it was here that Jainism became strong and Buddhism arose. The importance of Magadha's culture can be seen in that Buddhism, Jainism and Hinduism adopted some of its features, most significantly a belief in rebirth and karmic retribution. History. There is little certain information available on the early rulers of Magadha. The most important sources of the Buddhist Pali Canon, the Jain Agamas and the Hindu Puranas. Based on these sources, it appears that Magadha was ruled by the Haryanka dynasty for some 200 years, c. 600 BCE to 413 BCE. Gautama Buddha, the founder of Buddhism, lived much of his life in Magadha kingdom. He attained enlightenment in Bodh Gaya, gave his first sermon in Sanat, and the first Buddhist council was held in Rajagriha. The Hindu Mahabharata calls Brihadratha the first ruler of Magadha. King Bimbisara of the Haryanka dynasty led an active and expansive policy, conquering Anga in what is now West Bengal. The death of King Bimbisara was at the hands of his son, Prince Ajatashatru. King Pasenadi, king of neighbouring Kosala and brother-in-law of King Bimbisara, promptly retook the gift of the Kashi province. Accounts differ slightly as to the cause of King Ajatashatru's war with the Licchavi, an area north of the river Ganges. It appears that Ajatashatru sent a minister to the area who for 3 years worked to undermine the unity of the Licchavis. To launch his attack across the Ganges River, Ajatashatru built a fort at the town of Pataliputra. Torn by disagreements, the Licchavis fought with Ajatashatru. It took 15 years for Ajatashatru to defeat them. Jain texts tell how Ajatashatru used 2 new weapons, a catapult, and a covered chariot with swinging mace that has been compared to a modern tank. Pataliputra began to grow as a centre of commerce and became the capital of Magadha after Ajatashatru's death. The Haryanka dynasty was overthrown by the Shishanaga dynasty. The last Shishanaga ruler, Kalasoka, was assassinated by Mahapadma Nanda in 3 345 BCE, the first of the so-called nine Nandas, Mahapadma and his 8 sons. In 326 BCE, the army of Alexander approached the western boundaries of Magadha. The army, exhausted and frightened at the prospect of facing another giant Indian army at the Ganges, mutinied at the Hyphasis and refused to march further east. Alexander, after the meeting with his officer Caenus, was persuaded that it was better to return and turned south, conquering his way down the Indus to the ocean. Around 321 BCE, the Nanda dynasty ended and Chandragupta Maurya became the first king of the great Mauryan dynasty and Mauryan Empire with the help of Chanakya. The empire later extended over most of South Asia under King Ashoka, who was at first known as Ashoka the Cruel, but later became a disciple of Buddhism and became known as Dharma Ashoka. Later, the Mauryan Empire ended, as did the Shunga and Kharavela empires, to be replaced by the Gupta Empire. The capital of the Gupta Empire remained Pataliputra in Magadha. Kings of Magadha: Haryanka dynasty, Bhartiya or Bimbisara, Ajatashatru, Udayabhadra, Anuradha, Munda, Nagadasaka, Shizanaga dynasty, Shizanaga, Kakavana Kalashoka, Mahanamdin, Nanda dynasty, Mahapadma. Nanda Ugrasena, illegitimate son of Mahanamdin, founded the Nanda Empire after inheriting Mahanamdin's empire. Panduka, Panghipati, Bhutapala, Rashtrapala, Gavishanaka, Dashasidkaka, Kaivata, Dana Nanda, overthrown by Chandragupta Maurya. Bibliography.